Okay, so yesterday we have discussed about relationships. Now we are implementing those relationships in our previous project, movie flicks. So I'm starting the project using this code. So this is our previous project. For this, let us add few more fields, few more models, so that we can implement relationships. Okay. So previously we have single model which is called as movie. Okay, so now to implement one-to-one relationship, I'm adding one more one more model called as more movie details. Okay, so in this model, I will have details like IMDb rating, decimal field, max digits, decimal places, okay, duration, models dot positive integer field, okay, language. So in this model, I'm storing additional movie details like IMDb rating and duration of the movie, and I'm also storing language. Okay, so now to make a one-to-one relationship between these two models, what is the field that I should use? What is the field name that should I use to make one-to-one relationship with this movie model two and this more movie details? Satya,
One-to-one models.
one-to-one field, not model. Okay, so movie equal to models dot one-to-one field.
One-to-one field.
Okay, so now we have to link this particular movie model to this field by simply calling the model name, which is movie. And we have to mention on delete action. So on delete actions is cascade. So
Cascade.
it means whenever I delete a particular movie, so related more movie details also will be automatically deleted because it is related to this. Okay, there is no meaning of having more movie details without actual movie, right? So in that case, we can delete. If you want to keep, you can use set null. Okay, so set null will keep this more movie details, but it will be not linked to any movie. It will be null value.
Sir, is the delete option is compulsory sir, or what?
Here we
On
should
delete.
mention because these two are related. We should mention what we should do when the related field is deleted.
Okay.
So now I have made a So now, when we are calling while testing, we are getting object names, right? So instead of object names, to get a meaningful names, we can use string representation methods. So these are called as special methods. So here we can represent what should be displayed when we are calling an object. So here, if I call an object, it should display self-title. Okay, same way. So I will show what these are. These are called as string representation methods, or these are called as magic methods, double underscore methods. There are different types of methods. Tails of self dot dot. Okay. So now let us migrate this model to our database. Okay. So the database, this table is created in database. So now let us see what is the use of this string representation method. So previously, check. Let me show in the shell from movie dot models import movie movie movies from movies dot import movie. Okay, so now here you can see instead of getting object one, object two, here we are getting movie titles as object names. Okay, so this is because we are getting here movie titles because we have given a string representation method for each model. Okay, so previously without this model, we are getting objects. Okay, let me show that as well. So to effect, you have to exit and have to again start the shell. So previously you are getting movie object 5, movie object 9. Okay. So if you give this string representation methods, it will give the meaningful name for each object so that it will be easy to identify the objects. So you can display whatever the data that you want to display for object. Here I'm simply showing the title. So here I have shown a dynamic text called as details of particular movie by I'm simply calling this movie dot title. Okay, so this will be this title of linked movie because we can access the linked data using because it is related to that movie. Okay, so we can access that title using dot notation. Okay, so now let us implement a form for this. So we have already forms here. So here let us import more movie details and let us create a form for this server. More movie details form forms dot model form class meta. We have to mention the more movie details model name and the field names that we need for form are all the field names that are represented in this particular model should be displayed. Okay, so now because so previously we have here for example we are creating if you try to okay I should start the server is not running. So So in the create form, we have these fields like title, poster, description, year of release. Okay. So now let us add these details also to the form. To add that, you have to go to the views. So in views, so there is create movie view, right? So in this, we are just dealing with the movie form. So here, let us import more movie details form, and let us import more movie details model as well. So in create, let us import details form equal to more movie details form. Okay. So here we are sending the other form as well. Details form details form. Okay. So now I'm sending these both forms to the front end. So let me see the add movie.html. So here we are just displaying the first form, that is movie form. To this, let us add details form crispy. Okay. So now if I refresh, so you can see I'm getting the other fields as well, which is so so if we remove this, okay. So here we should not get this field, it should be directly selected. To remove that, so in the forms, instead of all, it is represent only required fields names, IMDb, IMDb rating, and duration and language. Okay. So now if we refresh again, so you get year of release and then IMDb rating, duration, and language. Okay. So now we have combined both forms. So now let us handle this submit in the post request. So in the views, so there is post request. So in this post request, we should read details form equal to movie, more movie details form request dot post. Okay, form is valid and details form is valid. So here we are checking both the form data. Then form dot save. Okay, details equal to details form dot save. So here we will add the movie. So here while the saving, it should be committed into the database. But before committing, we should add for which movie these details are linked, right? So we have to mention the one-to-one relationship. So for which movie it is related. For that, here I am mentioning commit equal to false for now. Okay, so which means don't commit, don't make these changes into database yet. Okay, so what we have to do is details dot movie equal to, so here let us save this into a movie field. Okay, so it will return the saved object from database to this movie. Okay, so here let us save, let us set movie details dot movie to this movie. Now let us save the details dot save. Okay, so here what I have done is first I have saved the movie form. Okay, so movie form is which is having details of this first table. Okay, title, poster, description, year of release. Okay, I'm saving that data into database and storing that returned object in this movie variable. Okay, next I am saving details form. Okay, so in the details form, I'm trying to save IMDb rating duration language. Okay, so but it also require the linked movie. Okay, so that's why to add that movie, I'm setting commit is equal to false. Commit in the sense, don't push this data into database yet. Okay, so that's why I'm mentioning commit equal to false. So here I am mentioning details dot movie equal to movie. Okay, so here we have the movie data, right? So I'm setting the details dot movie. So which is so this movie. Okay, so I'm setting this movie data with the previous created data. Okay, and then I am saving. So then now it will change. It will the data will be inserted into the database. Okay, so this is the first change. So let us see that refresh. So now let us add new movie. So it's asking for IMDb rating. IMDb rating is 8.7. 0.7 duration, duration. 2 hours 42 minutes, which is 120 plus 40, 162 minutes. 162 minutes languages. So now I have added these details. So those details also successfully added. So those movie details, more movie details also added. Let us check them as well in my screen. So here we have more movie details. Okay, so we have ID, IMDb 8.7, duration 161, language English, and movie ID 10. Okay, so movie ID 10 is Interstellar movie ID is 10. So that's why we are getting a movie ID as. Okay, so now let us try to display those details. So when I click on this Interstellar, so it should display the remaining details as well. To display that, let us go to movie details page. So in this movie details page, after these buttons, movie dot link. So if we want more movie details, dot IMDb rating of like this. Okay, because for all movies there are no more movie details are linked because previous movies we didn't have the data. That's why I'm using if condition. So if there is more movie details, then only display the additional page. So here I'm after refresh, so I have to start the server. Server is not running. So here you can see we are getting IMDb rating as like this. Okay, let us display our details as well. Duration is okay, and we have language. So you can see. So here I have to change duration. So now you can see these are the additional details that I have stored in other table and I am able to display them here. I have date 8.7, 61 minutes and it's in English. Okay, so now we check other movies like this Fall Guy. So there are no additional details because I have not created when creating. Okay, while creating this movie. So now to add them, I have to implement them in edit. Okay. So to link them into edit, what we have to do is same as previous. So we have to deal with them in the edit dashboard. So here also let us import. details equal to more movie details dot objects dot get movie equal to movie. Okay, so I'm filtering the record of this particular movie by movie equal to movie, and then I have to read details from more details from, and in this I have to read the dot post as well as distance equal to details. Okay. So I have, if there is previous details, I have to send them in these details. Okay. Same way, when details form is valid. Okay. Details form dot save. So since we are updating already existing data, we don't have to do like previously, which is we first reading movie and then adding that movie to this detail, because so we are updating so that it's already linked to that particular movie. But for previous movies, so it is not available, right? So in that case, whenever you try to read that record which is not exist, you will get an error. So instead of getting error, you can do this. So from shortcuts, you can search get object or 404. So using this, if there is object, you will get the object, else you will get nothing. So if you try to query this query, for Fall Guy, there is no existing movie details, right? But you are trying to get movie details for the Fall Guy, more movie details. So in this case, you will get an error. Okay, so you won't get any uh, details. Okay, so you'll get error in the error in your page. Okay, to avoid that, you have to replace this using get object of format 4. So in this, mention more movie details and mention movie equal to movie. Okay. So in this model, if there is a movie linked with this movie field, then you'll get that data. Else you don't get that data. Okay. So now details form equal to more movie details form. In this form, you have to send instance equal to details. And also you should send details form to the printer. Okay. So now go to update movie. So in this update movie, add details form as well. Okay, so now if you go and do that and refresh and submit it, you will get another. No more new details matches the given query. do one thing. Let's follow the previous. Yeah, so that will there. So instead of giving instance at this point, so I'm adding that instance later. Page not found. Okay, so here I have used exception handling. So in this exception handling, if there is no user with there is no more move details with the particular movie because for Fall Guy there is no previously inserted more move details because we have not given anything. So now we are trying to edit that. So here it is trying to retrieve that object because there is no object with this particular movie. We get format for it, which is not found. Okay, so that's why whenever we get an error, so your interpreter will stop executing the below code. Okay, so it will stop at this point and it will return that error. So that's why I'm getting format for error. So here I'm using exception handling. Exception handling is handling errors. Okay, so here I'm getting format for error, which is which is object not found. So that's why so in the try block I'm handling that exception so and doing nothing. So simply, if there is no if there is no more movie details with the particular movie, simply I will pass details equal to none. Okay. So which means you will get an empty form. Okay. So if there is an instance with this particular, so you will get instance. You'll get the details. Okay. So for this fall guy, there are no details because there is no more movie details object in the database. Okay, if I go and click on this interstellar, so we have this more movie details. So if I click on edit, so I'll get this more movie details as well. Okay, so that's what I have done using exception handling. Now let's try to update all the details. Okay, so all the 7 rating. 7, 7, 7. That is some random duration, like from 20 minutes. Okay, so if I try to update, so these details now are updated for the call guide. Okay, so that's why you're getting these details. So for Furiosa, there are no this is more details. You can add them using this Furiosa. Some point eight. Okay. So now all the movies have more details, so that's why you're getting these details. Okay. Whatever the movie you click, you can update them as well. If you try to update this consistent for duplicate entry, 10 for key, maybe duplicate entry. So if there is no previous details, then only I'm adding this movie detail. I'm making relationship with the movie. Okay. Column movie ID cannot be null. Details, 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 not details. Details. Okay, so here I'm trying to say it is. I suppose to say details from that. So here I am leaving them into details. Okay. Now, so simply what we have to do is form work save and the detail form work save. Don't have to do any additional stuff. It will automatically update. Okay. So like this, you can add one-to-one, implement one-to-one relationship in our project. So here what we have done is we have separated more details into a separate page. So let us quickly see the other relations as well. Okay, so the next relation is many to one. Okay, so to implement many to one, let me create a new model called as director. Okay, so in this we'll have the director details, uh, director name, equal to some characters. We'll have some biography, text field. So that is this string implementation method should display whenever we call the director objects. So we should get director name instead of this object name. Okay. So now to create one-to-one or many-to-one relationship, we have to add. We can create using foreign key. Okay. To do that, so let us add director here. In the movie details, director equal to model dot foreign key director on delete model start. So here instead of uh, cascade and setting set so that even though I have deleted director, so this movie details will be not deleted. Only this director will be set now, which means so this movie has no director details. Okay, so like this you can store. So previously we have used cascade. So the cascade. So if you use set null, so it should accept null data. So then we have to set null equal to true and blank equal to true so that it will accept null data. Else this field will be compulsory field unless you set this null equal to true and blank equal to true. Because you set null, so there is a possibility of null data. So that's why you have to mention that I will accept null data and blank data. So this blank data is for forms. So this null data is directly linked to the data we are setting. So that's why you have to set both as okay. So now to affect these changes, we have to do migrations. So I'm trying to create a model director and I'm added a field director to a movie. Okay, so these are the two changes I have made. So those changes are now applied. So now to create directors into the movie, instead of creating a separate form for director and adding, so what I do is simply, so in Django there is an option called as admin panel. Okay, so I have already said that in the introduction. So Django comes with inbuilt admin panel. What you have to do is you have to create a super user for that. Okay, so to create super user for admin panel, Python managed apply create super user. Okay, so if you type this, you'll get you prompt to enter some username and email. Okay, and you have to set the password. Okay, so now super user is created successfully. So now if you run the server, so you can access this admin panel directly through this local IP address port/admin. Okay, so you'll get this admin panel. So you can log in with the given details. Okay, so here you can see here what you can see is the database model. Okay, so it's like just we are logging into our MySQL and accessing our database data, right? So in the same way, we can access this data using this admin panel. Okay, so here whatever the tables that we have added to the admin panel, those tables will be displayed here. By default, this groups and user model will be displayed in our Django. These two are automatically created by Django. So here you can see, so just now I have created admin panel, right? So those admin user, right? So those admin user details are stored in this users table. Okay, so now, so instead of creating so director data from our website, what I do is I'll previously store the director data so that I can add them to the existing movies. Okay, so now to display our models in this admin panel, what we have to do is we have to add those models to admin panel. To do that, open your movies folder. So in this movies folder, you will see admin.py. Okay, for every app, there will be admin.py, which is automatically created. Okay, so here what you have to do is you have to import the models that you want to display for from this app. Okay, so from this app, I want to display this director's model in admin panel. To do that, dot models import director. Okay, so yeah, so we have already admin is imported. What you have to do is admin dot site dot register this director model. Okay, save it. So now if you refresh here, you can see that here you can see that director model is added to this admin panel. Okay, so currently there are no directors. What I will do is I can add data from this admin panel. Okay, so simply by clicking add button, so you'll get name and bio. So these are the fields that I have created for my director, right? So now you can add those data in this field. Let's show here. Okay, and add some bio. Okay, so like this, you can add character data. So here the name what I'm saying is the name that I have set in my string representation method. Okay, so if I remove this and save this and refresh, here I get object names. Okay, so director object one. Okay, so for this purpose also this string representation methods are used. Okay, so you'll get the proper representation of the object. Instead of the object, you'll get the same way. Let me create one more character. Okay, so like this, I have added two directors into my database. Okay, so this data will be directly created in the database. Now, so you can edit if you want. You can edit from here, like this on clicking button, click on save. So you can delete. Okay, so you can manage your backend data using this admin panel. This admin panel credential should be confidential. Okay, so these are like admin access to your website. Okay, so from this portal you can control your backend data. Okay, so now let us try to add this director field to our movie form. Okay, so now if you already we have mentioned in the forms that So while creating a movie, we have mentioned all fields. Okay. So in all fields, in the sense, recently we have added director field to the movie as well, right? So this field also will be represented in my, let us go to our actual website. So now if I try to edit Interstellar, okay, so so here you can see that I got additionally director field as well. So in this director field, I will get all the available directors in my database. Okay. So here I have George Miller and Christopher Edward Nolan. So the director of this movie is him. So I will update. So that will be saved. Okay. So now let us display the director details as well in our movie details page. So after this, let me present one more para. So this para will be displayed if movie dot director. So means if this movie has director details, then only represent this. Movie dot director dot. Okay, so using dot notation, I can access director details from movie object itself. Okay, so now if I go and refresh, so here I get directed by Christopher Nolan. Sorry, the covers. Okay, so like this, you can represent director data. So if you check other movies, so this movie don't have director details. That's why you are not displaying any director data. So let us add director data. So director dot finger, so update. So we'll get director details. Okay. So like this. So there is another advantage of this as well in the director page when we implement it. Okay. So for now, this is how we can implement. Let me create a page called as director page. Just a second. We'll have to take the call. Let us continue it. So let us implement director style so that we can retrieve backwards these movies. First, let us display our directors. So in this directors page, we display list of directors available in our website. So for this, I will send the directors from our view. Director dot name. Okay. So let us create a quick view for this and in this page. Let us read directors. To read directors, first we have to import that model director. Director dot objects dot on return vendor equals directors dot html send directors. Let us give an URL for this. To give an URL directors. Okay. So now let us add this to our base.html directors URL. So here we have directors right. So okay. So now if you go to our home page and refresh it. So now if you click on directors page, you will get a list of available directors. Okay, so here we have a list of directors. So now if you click on this director, we should get director details as well as director directed movies. Okay, to do that, on what page? Director details dot html. Director details in this. Yes, details, director details. So in this, let us display content like let's display a card. Card in this card, we have in this image card body. So display the character name. Okay, we don't need these edited buttons. Maybe more details. So in this paragraph, we will have character bio. Okay, this will be the card. So now let's create a view for this. So here to read a particular director, I need director ID. Okay, so here director details, director, director. Okay, so now let us create a URL for this. Okay, so we have to import director details. Okay, so this will be the URL director details, and we have to pass the ID. So now in the directors page, so we have to mention the URL for this director. URL director director details and user director ID equal to dot. Okay. So now we go to this director page and refresh and click on class window. Template does not exist with director details. Some issue with the noise director director detail. This spelling mistake. Okay, so now you can see clicking on particular director, so I'm getting director details. Okay, so additionally now to this we have to represent movies as well, director movies as well. This movie details we have this for loop, right? Home page. So let us copy this entire, go to directory details after this director movies. After this director movies, let us display the movies we directed to show that director dot movies movies set dot all. Okay, so through back reference we can access like this. Okay, director dot movies set dot all will return the movies directed by this director. Okay, or if you want you can set a related name in your model itself. Okay, so here you can set a related name. So you can set a related name like related name equal to directed by, or whatever the name you can choose. So using this name, you can directly access the director dot movies director this name, or you have to use the this table underscore set dot all. Okay, so whatever you use that will return the director movies linked to this particular director. Okay, so if you want, you can use this related name, so it will be easy to access, or you can set it as my movies. Okay, you have to change, you have to do migration. Okay, so in here you can access as director my movies dot all or not. I am going to make it. So movie that posters of URL, let us reduce this to small size, like 50, 75. So only movie title to display there. Okay. So now if you go and refresh this, related object manager object is not applicable. Just a second. George. Okay. So you don't have to use this extra parentheses. Simply my movies dot all will return this director my movies dot all. Okay. So like this, you can see title is just okay. So like this, you get directed movies. So now if you go to other directors like Christopher Nolan, so you get the directed movies directed by. Okay, so like this, you can access using relationship the data that is linked to this particular director. Okay, so this is called as many to one. So to present many to one, let me add one more movie so that you can access how many movies are linked to one particular director. Let me add one more movie. Director point so three movies created. Now if you check director, so George Miller, so directed two movies, which is Furious and okay. So like here, the same director is mapped to two movies. Okay. So many movies to one director. Okay. So this is called as many to one relationship. Okay. So this is used in practically in any web search. For example, if you search George Miller, okay, so here you are getting his details, and you can here you can check movies. Okay, so just like we represented, you are getting his movies details as well. This is because these all these movies are linked to this particular George Miller. Okay, so the same we have implemented. It's like related things to this particular person. Okay, so this is called as many to one relationship. And finally, many to many relationship that will be completed in 5 minutes. Okay, so next, let us implement a quick small model called as genre. So this genre model will be like, for example, if you access any movie, so it will have genres, right? So each movie will have genre. Genre in the sense the theme or type of movie. Okay, for example, if you access Mad Max, so so here you can see so genres, which is action, adventures, sci-fi, thriller. Okay, so These are called as genres. For each movie, there may be one or more genres for particular movie, which means this movie has some action scenes, adventure scenes, and it's a sci-fi movie, which is a science fiction, and a thriller movie. Okay, so these are the like themes of the movie. Okay, so let's add those genres to this, which represent many to many relationship. Class, genre. So in this, we will just store the name models dot char field excellent 100 characters. Okay, so let's add this model to admin panel itself instead of creating all the forms and everything for this. Okay, so now let's first migrate this. Let us access admin panel. So here you can see we have genres. Let me add two genres. Action. Next, adventure, sci-fi, horror, and for the others like romance, crime, horror, science fiction, comedy, drama, fantasy. Okay, so here you can see uh, these are the genres I have added. Okay, so now let us add. So to make the actual relationship, we have not made the relationship yet. I simply created genres model. But to make a relationship, many to many relationship, you have to go to movie, and in this movie, you have to add the genres. So for this genres, models dot many to many field. So in this, you have to add genre model name. Okay, so this should be defined in the top position so that it can create. Okay, so this is how you link many to many field. So now let us make migration changes. So now if you go to edit form or normal form, let's go to and edit form. So here additionally directed, you can see this journals as well, right? So we don't have this director details following. So let's skip this and go to other movie. Furiosa edit. So this is like action, adventure, sci-fi. So by pressing control button, you can select multiple genres for the same movie. Okay, so like this, you can update those genres. You can represent those genres in the details as well. Movie details. and it is not iterable. Okay, so here you can see action, adventure, and sci-fi are the genres that we added to this movie. So here you can see action, sci-fi, horror. Okay, so like this, I have added multiple genres. The advantage of this multiple adding genres, if you selected a particular genre, you can access all the movies that are linked to this particular genre as well. Okay, so that's why it's called as many to many, which means each movie can have many genres. In the same way, each genre can have many movies. Okay, so that's why many to many. Each movie can link it to can be many genres, right? In the same way, each genre can be linked to many movies. So here you can see this action is linked to two movies, okay, like Mad Max and Furious. Okay, this sci-fi is linked to three movies, okay, Interstellar, Mad Max, and Furious. Okay, so we can represent that as well. If you click on sci-fi, if you can represent all the movies that link to sci-fi as well. So let's quickly represent that as well. So in this, let's take movie details page, not movie details page data, paste. So in this, let's remove this add button. So here, let's represent genre.name movies. So here, genre.movies dot all. Okay, so this will be enough. And now let's represent a view to display a particular genre. Let's import genre module. We need genre ID. Let's do an URL. Okay, so now in this movie details page, So when we click on particular genre, it should go to this genres page. Do that. Let us wrap this in a URL. So when I click on this particular genre, genre.id, text decoration, text. Okay. So now if you refresh movie details page, so here we have genres, right? Now if I click on sci-fi, genres, movies, okay. So this is it. Movies instead of movie. Okay. So these are the all the sci-fi movies available in your list. Okay. So now if you go to Mad Max and if you click on action, so these are the action movies. Let me remove action from the Interstellar. Okay. So now this only sci-fi and horror. If you click on horror, only this movie is linked to horror. Okay. So if you click on action, so these two movies are linked to action genre. Okay. Now if you click on sci-fi, so these three movies are linked to sci-fi. Okay, so like this. So each movie can have multiple genres and each genre can be linked to multiple movies. Okay, so this type of relation is called as many-to-many relationship. Okay, so these are the all the major relationships that are available in any programming language. So any doubts regarding relationships? So in yesterday's class, I have explained detailedly about the relationships. If you didn't watch that, first watch that class and then try to implement this in Power. Okay. Abhijit, have you seen the yesterday's class? If you are not audible,
So
okay
I
then.
watched the video.
Okay. So tomorrow I may not take the class at 11 o'clock. I have some work. So I will intimate in the afternoon. If possible, try to attend that time. Else I will simply record the video. So you watch that video later.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah. Tomorrow's class will be about APS. Okay. So with this project is completed. So if you want, you can make any UI changes or you can implement your own features to this particular project. So tomorrow's class will be about APIs. I can't take the class at 11 o'clock. I will take in the afternoon section. So I will intimate in the chat room about the timing. If possible, you guys attend. Else, watch the recording. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you.